day, denizens of the Pacific Front. I'm Unsilent, and we're back with more of Battlefield 1942. Today, it's starting off with the Guadalcanal campaign. Now, this is just one battle, but the Guadalcanal campaign talks about the first major offensive that the Allies had in the Pacific Front, and I'm just looking at this map, and this looks nothing like what I researched. So, let's start with the briefing and the objectives, and then we'll talk about what happened historically with the battle or the Guadalcanal campaign. So, on the Solomon Island of Guadalcanal, the Japanese have begun to construct an airfield that, when fully operational, could play a major role in turning the tide of the war in their favor. From this island, Japanese forces could significantly extend their range of attack in the Pacific. They could then rely on steady waves of land-based air support to complement their naval forces. As we learned the last time out, Midway, their naval air support was absolutely decimated. They lost a third of their planes at the Battle of Midway. American troops have landed on Guadalcanal, where, after an ominously quiet landing, they are now encountering fierce opposition from the heavily entrenched enemy. The U.S. mission is straightforward, but by no means simple. The objectives: a determined attack will win this battle, control at least half of the outposts, and eventually the Japanese will be forced to surrender. Well, already I can tell you this is not historically accurate, but we will get to that as we play through this one. 3, 2, 1, and play. I don't know why I just counted that in. I do not know why that counted in. Alright, let us... Technically I should be infantry, but I think let's play scout. Just based on this here in front of us right now, I'm thinking I'm going to have some sight lines to Sniperino. Now, they appear to be heading to the eastern capture point. I think I'm going to try and get a vantage point and go to the western one, in the southwest. Now, if we take a look at the map while we've got a time, the US and the Japanese bases are both called airfields. Well, historically, that would be inaccurate, because there was one airfield on Guadalcanal Island. The Americans called it Henderson Airfield, and what they did was they took the island, they ambushed the Japanese on the island, and took this under construction airfield. So, oh, they've got a tank, they've got a... oh, at lagmeup.com. Now that didn't work. Alright. Maybe we'll be able to capture this without... oh. SlideMeDownTheHill.com. What is going on with me today? What is going on with me today? By the way, I hope you're enjoying today's, I believe, if I've got the timing of my recordings right, this is the second Battlefield 1942 episode this week. So I hope you all are enjoying that. And we've captured the outpost. Who's this? Oh no. Buzz. Sorry, what was his name? Buzz Bloomquist. I was gonna call him Buzz Bloomington. Which would be actually that... oh, we blew up their car. Holy balls. Buzz, you're supposed to protect us from this. Good work, Buzz. We are going to have to try and hold this line, and we've just captured the village. Back up, let's try and get Shinsuke Mort. That's Shinsuke Mort? I can't really see what the last letter is, but hopefully when we take Mori, Shinsuke Mori. I was gonna say Shinsuke Mort seems like an awfully odd name. Alright. Oh, somebody took a shot from over top of us, and... oh, was it Buzz? Oh no, Chester. Hi Chester, how's it going? Shouldn't I, like, take your head off with, like, swinging around the, I was gonna say, it's like Robbie Pastorini or something like that just hopped in the side here. Oh, actually, we might be able to advance on their line. Oh, we just missed them. But there's what, 3 of them there? We gotta be judicious about how we take care of this, because we are outnumbered, but not necessarily outgunned. I do reserve the right to take that back, though. So, oh, there he is. We're just going to back up until we can shoot him. Oh, somebody helped us out. That was a big... I think it was one of our planes. Now that is historically accurate. Guadalcanal. Whoa! I thought I had shot him. You shouldn't have gotten up, son. Do we have an engineer? Do we have somebody? Ah, that was close. Juke City is a real place, and I just took the Japanese there. Now we are single-handedly... Ah, that was close! That went through our porthole. There's no way we did not get hit by that. I'm sorry, but that was just ridiculous. Alright. We are going to move up this hill. Keep running up that hill. But we are going to... Oh, no, we got hit. Alright. We are going to have to... Oh, crap, that is steep AF. That's the promise. They've got the high ground. It's over, Anakin! I've got the high ground! Actually, wait a minute. I've got a grenade. Ha! Suck that. Now, do they have a med kit inside, which is fortuitous for us. But we just got shot by someone, or someone shot at us. Oh, maybe it was our tank just blowing up. Now, to call it the Guadalcanal campaign is slightly inaccurate, as it was really... Oh, no, that's one of our boys. We are going to have to try and take out this Japanese emplacement single-handedly. It was not just Guadalcanal that was the focus of the Guadalcanal campaign. It was the whole Solomon Island. It just happened to be staged around Guadalcanal because of the airstrip that the Japanese had built on the island. There was, as far as I could tell from my research, there was no second airstrip. I cannot seem to hit him, nor can I track the bullet to see. Oh, there, I shot him in the arse. Straight in the arse. There we go, we got him. There was no second airstrip, there was just the one airstrip called Henderson Airstrip by the Americans. It was under construction when they got here. I guess they would have had to complete construction on it. And Total Victory, which was very not historically accurate, because the final battle was the Second Naval Battle of Guadalcanal, it's termed. The Japanese had the early upper hand in that battle, and then they didn't push the advantage. So, an American destroyer fleet, I believe it was a destroyer fleet, had come up in support and was able to decimate what was left of Japanese offensive. They were going to make this that Second Naval Battle was really supporting a massive landing. They were going to try and land something like, I think it was something like 12,000 men and enough supplies for those 12,000 men to mount a long offensive on the island, and they were going to land them. But it didn't quite work, so they only landed about 2,000 men and supplies for like about 4 days. So to have the Battle of Guadalcanal or the Guadalcanal campaign as just such a short infantry-based battle doesn't really do it justice. But here's what I found. It was a 6-month offensive. It ended well in the favor of the Americans because they secured the island of Guadalcanal and the Solomon Islands, and were able to use it as a staging area for further offenses into the Pacific. It's important to note that this would have not only allowed the Japanese to, control some movements through the South Pacific, would have also allowed them to mount an offensive on Australia, potentially. It's close enough to Australia that it could have given them that reach south and distracted them from their efforts in Europe and Africa. I was finding conflicting reports on U.S. casualties, between 2,000 and 7,000 for the Guadalcanal campaign. The Japanese had closer to 20,000, but apparently things like malnutrition and disease were the cause of about half of those 20,000 deaths. The other interesting thing is that the Battle of Guadalcanal was not something that senior officials in the Japanese army were interested in taking. They felt they were already overextended against the U.S. Navy, and they thought that pushing farther towards Guadalcanal and the Solomon Islands would just make things worse for their situation. It turns out they were right, but senior officials felt that it was important to deal a blow to the Americans by taking back the army. Or not the army, the island, taking back the island. It turns out that was one of many poor decisions by the Japanese army. So let's read the little blurb here. With Guadalcanal secured, the U.S. has dealt a stinging blow to the Imperial fleet. Japanese troops fought with fierce determination for every inch of the island. In the end, though, the Marines surged through the jungle and secured the airfield. With this victory, the airfield. So keep that in mind when you saw that map. Now they're saying the airfield. Now, what was then retermed Henderson Airfield. With this victory, it's possible that the Japanese fleet has been handed a defeat from which it can't recover. Fact. The Imperial Navy is in retreat, and it appears that final victory in the Pacific theater is within America's grasp. And from the Pacific front, we go back to the Eastern front, and the Battle of Kharkov. Now, there are actually 4 battles of Kharkov. And before we get into the blurb, the briefing, I'm going to go through them all really fast. So, you've got the first Battle of Kharkov in 1941, which saw the Germans capture the city. In 1942, there was the second Battle of Kharkov, in which the Soviets attempted to recapture Kharkov, failed. Now, after the second Battle of Kharkov, and after the Battle of Stalingrad, as the Russians pushed westward and pushed back retreating German troops, they were able to capture Kharkov and a few other cities in the region. However, the third Battle of Kharkov saw the Germans retake the city. They regrouped, resupplied, and retook the city. The fourth Battle of Kharkov was the decisive battle in which the Soviets took control of the city and wrested it permanently from German hands. I'm just taking a quick look at the briefing. Let's take a quick read of it. Toward the end of the long winter offensive, Stalin ordered a swift assault on Kharkov. Both sides suffered incalculable losses during terrible weather, but Russia has begun to gain some momentum against the enemy. It is now becoming clear that the Germans are spread too thin due to Berlin's over-ambitious attempts to wage battle on multiple fronts. I was talking about recurring themes. Supplies was one of them. This is why. Outside of Kharkov, the Russian offensive pushes onward. In the wooded area of the Donets River, the Russian armored divisions have unveiled a new rocket launcher, the Katyusha. The Katyusha. I think I said that right. Also known as the Stalin organ. Let's say Katyushka. I prefer that to Stalin organ for some reason. I have a dirty mind, and so do you. Mounted on trucks supplied by the Americans, this devastating weapon is wreaking havoc on enemy troops. Objectives: the Germans are advancing on Kharkov. By holding the most of the outposts, we can force them to withdraw. I think, now I could be wrong, but I think that this Battle of Kharkov here is not one of the numbered ones, but rather I think this is the post-Stalingrad capture of Kharkov, not one of the numbered Battle of Kharkovs. Now, could be the fourth Battle of Kharkov, perhaps. We don't have enough information here to really make that determination. But this appears to be part of, let's go anti-armor here, and select a anti-tank. This Battle of Kharkov appears to be part of Operation Star, which was the Soviet operation to recapture, that recaptured. Whether it had goals beyond this or not, I don't know. It's sort of been lost to history. But Operation Star, I didn't select the spawn point, really? Come on. Alright, so we gotta wait another 20 seconds. Operation Star recaptured Belgorod, Kursk, and Kharkov. The Soviet Tank Corps pushed west, captured all three cities. Granted, it was about a month before Kharkov fell back into German hands at the Third Battle of Kharkov. So it seems a little defeatist to say, oh look, we're going to recapture Kursk. Well, it didn't take too long before. Alright, we're just going to take the tank. And both sides have captured the first point. I don't think that's our, I forget the name of the Stalin organ already. I didn't want to call it the Stalin organ, but it appears that is going to be what I'm going to have to call it. Oh, crap. That thing blew up right next to us, and it's blocking the entire... No, it's blocking the entire bridge. I am... Oh, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the bridge. Nobody panic. Okay, we're good, we're good. Okay, we're going to have to advance a little bit so I can shoot it. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm in a bad spot, but okay, we got the first tank. Unfortunately, we're in a bad spot for the second tank. Tanks, plural. Alright, we are reloading, but I'm not sure what good that's going to do without some support. Oh, crap! We've been launched and we're dead. I thought bailing out was a good idea, and it was a good idea. Right up until the point that the tank exploded and sent me flying through the air. Alright. Our goal is that midpoint there, but this battlefield seems to be designed in such a way as to make it exceptionally difficult for anybody to get there. At least via a direct assault. Oh, crap. That blew up in my face. Alright, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to make a break for it. We are going to make a break for the capture point. We are going to just sneak right in, heal up, and capture ourselves perhaps a game-defining point. Oh, we got him. We got him. We're taking him down. Oh, that's one of ours again. Oh, no, I shot down one of our planes. Oh, and we got hit by the Panzer. Oh, and they took out the entire... I'm the only anti-tank guy. They're running around with a bunch of Panzers, and I'm the only guy running anti-tank. So long as the Germans seem to ignore the fact that there's a, you know, a point to capture over here, we're going to be in pretty good shape. I can't actually see anything. Oh. They're just going to fire missiles indiscriminately at anything that moves. Like that guy. Oh, we got 2 for the price of 1. With a very badly aimed hit. Alright. Let's back up the hill and... Oh, I'm being shot at. Alright. Back up. Beep. 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 Yes, I'm 10 years old. Deal with it. What are you guys doing? Really? Drive up the side of a fucking hill? We reloaded? Alright. Get out of the way! Get out of the... He got out of the way. Where'd the tank go? Oh, we got him. Oh, they got us. It did not go as well as I'd hoped. I mean, we're doing well, so I mean, I probably shouldn't complain, but there are also no more Katyushkas in there. I keep putting a K there. There's no K there. It's Katyusha. I mean, we're going to win this one. We're going to win this one quite handily. It's not going to make for a very exciting episode, but I do apologize for that. Next one should be a bit better, though. Next episode will be pretty good, because the next episode sees us return... Next episode sees us return to Europe. So, that one... Oh, there it is. GG. What is only a major victory, but it is still a victory nonetheless. The winter has worn down the Germans, and now Russian troops are mounting one successful campaign after another on the Eastern Front. The weather is cold for the soldiers on both sides, but it must seem that even more bitter for the enemy as they succumb to the blasts of Russia's powerful new weapon, the Stalin organ. State of that name, mate. The war is far from over, but Stalin can envision more than ever a Russian push that won't stop until it reaches Berlin. 13 kills, 4 deaths. That's a pretty good KD ratio, especially considering our death is much more damaging to the ticket counter than one of my AI minions. And with that, we shall call it another episode. Once again, and as always, thank you very much for joining me for this trip through retro gaming, this time Battlefield 1942. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to watch more, hit the subscribe button, check out the channel. There should be the playlist in the description of the video, along with the social media links, or on the right-hand side of the screen, you should see some of my past videos along there. Battlefield 1942 isn't your speed. There's Doom, there's Flat Out, there's The Seventh Guest, which is wrapped up recently, and more to come. So that's why I think you should hit that subscribe button, because we're playing a lot of the old classics, or we will be playing a lot of the old classics here on the channel. But until next time, I've been Unsilent. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget the YouTubing jazz, and we will see you next time.